Top of the evening, governors, and welcome to once again another Hammer Dracula classic. Tonight, my esteemed colleagues and I are going to be going over Dracula, Prince of Darkness. And right now, Jay is getting it put up on DLive, so give it just a few moments, and then you can go watch the movie with us. Let me pause that. Let me get the chat popped out, and we will be ready to rock. Esteemed panel, how are we doing this fine evening?
Doing all right.
Doing great. In fact, let's get this going.
I'm doing somewhere in between those two.
Well, sometimes just doing okay is just fine too. It's better than piss poor. So, all right.
What is between all right and great?
Middling.
I think that might be below all right. I'm not sure. I guess I'm good. Maybe.
All right. Let me say hi to the chat while we're getting that spooled up. Arthur Bremer in there. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Might be Bremer.
Okay.
Liked and shared. Appreciate that.
Okay, I am good to go.
All right. So, Creepy Cody, what's going on? I think I just got a sub from you earlier. It was either on Instagram or on or on YouTube. I can't remember which.
Yep. We should subscribe to him too. He's a cool guy.
I think I might have. I usually do like reciprocate. So
yeah. I tend to as well.
It's so hard to like keep track of everything. There's so many people in different communities, between comics and horror and whatever else you get into. So it's hard to keep track. So I like to find new channels. So all right, so DLive is running up there, Jay.
Yes. I am. Oh, hold on. I just need to put in the picture. Where's that? Here we go. I like to put proper thumbnails on it, but
well,
okay.
Any port in the storm, they say. So
yeah. Okay, and we are good. We are
all
good.
Right.
Okay, so we can start running it whenever you say.
Okay, so for those of you who've never seen this before and want to watch along with us, if you follow the DLive link that's in the chat box, we are going to be having the movie playing for your viewing pleasure. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in there. You ready, gentlemen?
Sure. Yep. All right, so on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3,
go.
Okay.
Right.
All right. I have the Warner Brother home screen. I don't know where you guys are.
I've got the 20th Century Fox screen.
Same difference. That's where I was.
Mine just ended. Now I see a castle.
Now the flashback. It's like an Ernie Kovacs kind of thing right here.
Yeah. That was kind of weird, right?
Yeah. I like how they keep the same aesthetic for the opening titles as the first one. Oh, and the flashback.
And considering it was 10 years ago, that's pretty impressive. If they could try for something more newfangled,
Yeah, they were trying to keep the continuity, which is rare in today's market.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, that said, I've been binging all the Friday the 13th because I need to catch up on those. And those always start with like a flashback montage. And then you'll go into the movie and there will be all kinds of weird, inconsistent errors. But I don't care. I love it.
I do too. It got a little old, though, because they got too long.
Which one are you up to, Martin?
I've just watched 4 for the 3rd time today. I watched it with the Adam Green, Joe Lynch fan commentary, which was fun.
Oh, nice.
It's a classic. Actually, just reviewed those last year on the channel.
Nice.
All right. I'm getting an echo from somebody.
It's probably me.
My volume is completely down.
Yeah, it's definitely me then. I'm sorry.
That's why headphones are important. I know they kind of suck.
Yeah, I've got to do it from the TV. That's the only way I can watch these.
Oh wow, we're getting some serious. Lower it.
That stack of books, when it fell over, I didn't notice when we watched it before.
Yeah.
The stack of books fell over and stayed connected. Like it was just a prop.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. I tried to emulate that Peter Cushing candlesticks cross thing in the thumbnail for my last review. Yeah.
With the red candles, right?
Uh-huh.
That was a really good bit there because it kind of showed the ingenuity of Van Helsing, right? Instead of just relying on the cross that was already put together, he made his own,
Yeah.
He ripped off Fright Night, though.
Yeah, I know, right? Amanda Burse. Oh, man. Pre-Marcy Darcy.
The titles are more animated now, which I like.
They got that nice crossfade going.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Lee's name was so big.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got music composed by what are you up to on your screen?
Production manager.
Production.
I'm with.
All right.
I'm at the music composed by James Bernard screen now.
Okay.
So we're a little off. But
Okay.
Let me know when you hit screenplay because that's where I'm at. I'm going to pause it.
Screenplay right here. Okay.
Right.
I need the other remote to pause. Are we pausing?
No. I just wanted to make sure I was a little more in line with everybody else's.
Okay.
Okay.
Directed by Terrence Fisher.
Oh, wait. I just got the screenplay by Johnson.
That's where I am at too. So we're synced.
All right. So we got the old crisscross sync going.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Directed by Terrence Fisher, yeah.
Yeah.
If you look up how many of the Hammer horror movies Terrence Fisher directed, it's most of them.
Yeah. He was the low bid.
Okay, so now we should be by the river.
Yeah, they're walking on the side of the river. I didn't know they had that many pine trees in England. Look at that pine tree right there.
It's kind of a beautiful forest.
Yeah. I think it's the same forest they use in the Hammer movie. They have like a quintessential forest that they just shoot it from different angles to make it look different. But it's always gorgeous.
Yeah. It's like right outside the studio.
Yeah. Whenever they shoot in England in these forests, they always look beautiful. So
yep. But I think like in the Reptile or something, they try to make it look like a jungle when it's not, because that's what they had.
Right.
That's like that Yik Yak movie that you reviewed, kind of like that.
Right. Exactly.
Look, they got our arms crossed.
I don't know if Van Helsing's in this one. I think they don't get him back until like Taste the Blood of Dracula. Is it?
Or is it that one or the one after AD?
I'm trying to remember which one is next. Is it Taste the Blood or Has Risen from the Grave?
I think it Has Risen from the Grave, but I could be wrong.
Gotcha.
It gets a little murky there because there's a lot of them like put out within a few years of each other.
Yeah, Has Risen from the Grave is right now my personal favorite. Van Helsing's not in that one either. I think he's in Taste the Blood though, and I think that's after.
Yeah, in this one we have a stand-in for Van Helsing though, so and a very good one actually.
Yeah, I've heard the character is cool. I had someone telling me he should have his own like spin-off series or something.
Okay. So I got 3 people watching on TV. So it's got to be 2 other people. Yeah.
You're right, Cody. Van Helsing was pretty awesome in the Hammer films. I mean, Cushing is a class act all the way.
Absolutely.
You know, he might have kind of phoned in one of his later performances, but we'll talk about that another time when we get to it.
I don't know. I mean, some of his later Hammer roles, I think Twins of Evil is one of his best performances, and it's so different from Van Helsing. He's scary in that movie. So I guess it depends on the role. Maybe he was just tired of Van Helsing at that point.
There it comes.
Actors like to reach.
Ooh.
There's the Abbé. I love this guy, the friar, whatever. He's not really a friar, I forget what he is, like a Monsignor or something, but
yeah, whatever he is.
Just walks in with a shotgun. It's great.
He walks in with the rifle, owns the priest. Priest like in a second will threaten him, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, let's do that shit, homie."
You're shaving the off your ass. We don't take any chances. Chances? What chances?
I like that it's not just like this concrete, like these people are good and the vampires are evil. They can screw up.
Yeah, their own fear can make the villagers act pretty bad too.
Yeah, they don't really say like did she just randomly die? And they're like, oh well, she might be a vampire now.
Yeah,
they don't take any chances in that neck of the woods.
If you look up like early vampire folklore, the list of things that can make you a vampire when you die is like longer than most books. It's like if you sneeze, you're a vampire. Literally anything can make you a vampire when you die.
I don't have calls to write this way again.
Dude's giving it a college try there. Look at them. There you go. I love the ends. I would love to go in these ends that they always show.
Like, it seems like he doesn't drink that much when he like lowers the glass. It's like,
yeah,
like,
that's like a gallon gone.
You know, you drink like 3 ounces.
Yeah, he didn't assign any humanity to Dracula. He didn't make that mistake. Cushing did, and that's why he was so effective.
Yeah, Dracula and Cushing are both like really just cold and relentless, but Cushing has this kind of warmth to them that Dracula doesn't. Dracula's got like this artificial charm and warmth to him. With Cushing, it's just kind of natural.
Yeah, they had that little scene with him and the little girl, whatever, in the graveyard. Really helped kind of flesh him out a little bit, you know,
which was nice, but historically inaccurate with the whole teddy bear thing.
Yeah, that was a little bit ahead of its time, but
yeah,
I love this scene right here too.
You see, Alan knows that I'm incorrigible. He accepts the fact. Now, why don't you?
Foolishness is foolishness. And now, as we have to all get up very early tomorrow morning, I suggest we go to bed. I think that's a very good idea.
You may enter, Gray Man. That may be a mistake. It may come back to bite you later on. No pun intended.
You're not supposed to invite them in, but you invited me in, so.
Hey, Gray Man.
You invited all of us in. You don't know what we're like.
That's true.
I like this monk dude. I'm just going to continue to call him a monk throughout this whole thing.
It's very fitting.
He has such like disdain for like these villagers.
No, he's not shy. He's like, you want to brawl, basically. They
like
stand up to him.
Stupid ass garlic. These guys suck.
And he just hikes his cassock and freaking warms up.
Yeah. Just like, yeah, exactly. It's like, my ass is cold, y'all.
Thanks very much is one of my favorite responses whenever people like I've gotten like fantastic review comments on some of my videos, so I always reply thanks very much if someone says something like that.
I just noticed, look behind the monk when he comes back into frame again. Look what's mounted on the wall. Is that a jackalope? What is that thing?
No, I'm sure
now he's standing right in the way of it. I don't know what that thing is.
A tight shot of his face. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, I think that's a jackalope.
Huh.
For sure. I think there's like a stinging bass on the other wall, too.
Oh, I think they call those Wolpertingers. I can never say the word Wolpertingers. I think they're called in Germany.
I don't know.
Whoa!
I'd love to. Whoa!
No, there's like another, like a head and arms hanging on the other wall, like a monkey.
This is kind of macabre, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I'd love to see just these characters on an off day hunting with like no vampire intrusion, just to see what kind of weird stuff they get into in their downtime.
And just so you know, Gray, there's a link above to the D Live channel where this is currently playing if you want to watch it.
Yeah, that would be me, Gray Man. I have to watch this on my TV. There's no. Is it like clipping? Is it bad? Because I can turn it down if I need to.
Feedbacking like really badly.
Maybe I should switch. Are you like synced up to D-Live? Maybe I should switch to that link.
Well, thank you, Father. That sounds like a fine idea.
Our program went to Africa. Tomorrow we go to Concord. Those people could change our plans.
I suggest that you proceed. It's very kind of you.
You guys see that monkey thing on the back wall with the arm
Yeah.
hanging down?
I don't know what that is. It could be a pair of frog's legs or something.
That's
But
like a chupacabra.
Chupacabra.
they got it all.
Yeah. Vampires should be nothing to them at this point.
Collection of steins back there. Look at that.
Timing's got nothing to do with it. You may think me an eccentric.
You can't help that, Gray Man.
I enjoy shocking people's susceptibilities, but I can be serious. And when I tell you not to go to Carlsbad, I want you to take note. Landlord?
Yeah, you're probably right, Grant. It's just him having fun. It's like, I'm going to put some crap together, throw it on the wall, and see if anyone says anything.
Yeah, the prop guy probably just got bored one day and he was like, what can I put on the wall?
There's no castle marked on the map. I would lift. Because it is not on the map doesn't mean it does not exist. Stay away from it. Ladies. It's very strange.
But dear, the father made a mistake. There was a castle at Woodland.
I want just all of the food that they're eating right now. All of the food in like every Hammer horror in ever always looks really appetizing, and yet no one ever has any appetite in these scenes.
They always have a nice banquet. Oh, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Delivery driver, man.
Mm-hmm.
He don't play. He just pulls a knife on the fair.
All right. There's our bowler. There we go.
See? Told you. I'm not dressed like this for nothing.
I will. That's why I'll go no further.
It's not our fault that you slipped the wheel and we're 4 hours late.
I'm not playing with kids. I'm just saying that I'm going to go no further. No, thank you. Look, up there, the castle.
What's that place? The castle.
I don't see no castle.
That's because you're not looking, idiot.
All right. Never had enough argument. Get the word out.
Don't shatter my dreams, Gray Man. I can dream that it's real food and that I can eat it.
This one has a lot of soup in it, as I recall.
Yeah, homeboy just brings them like a big old bowl of soup.
All the villagers are just so intensely stubborn in every Dracula movie.
Well, it would help too if the guy was like, "There's looking like a vampire that used to live in that castle."
No.
You know, like just break it down. Tell him what you're warning
But I
about.
mean, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't in these Dracula movies, because like in the Bela Lugosi movie, the guy just flat out says there are vampires up there, and Dwight Fry's like, "Nah, you're stupid. I'm going anyway." So
That's true. But at least like when things started getting all like weird, they'd be like, "Oh, well, maybe there is like a vampire situation happening here," you know?
Yeah.
That cabbie's like, get out now. And I'll see you at dawn. 2 hours at dawn. He doesn't say anything else.
He's like, he punches the dude and says, "I'll be back to pick you up tomorrow morning."
You should have said, walk to town. Don't stay here.
Exactly.
They don't want to walk 2 miles, though. That's how lazy people were back then. They talk about us. Of course, walking in that dress is probably difficult.
Those guys are they're like fancy, man.
Oh, they're fancy lads.
Why wouldn't we look at that?
They're genuine
The coach
dandies.
driver. Oh wow!
Oh, look who's there. Cheeto. What's going on?
What's up, Patrick? Godzilla's here in my heart, though.
Maybe you could stay there.
Yeah. Ben, you did that review of the trailer.
Yeah.
So check that out if you all hadn't seen that.
Yeah.
That was an intense trailer.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it.
And it made me kind of want to rewatch King of the Monsters because I really enjoyed that in theaters.
Yeah, that's the one thing I wish theaters would be open. Well, I wish people wouldn't be such COVID having motherfuckers and
Yeah,
be open.
pandemic is stupid. It needs to just leave us alone. Can we bully the pandemic into going away?
We should totally bully it.
One star. That's right, Gary.
I know. Those aren't the black cab drivers you've come to know and love there in Jolly Old.
Yeah. I found like a fake hotel advertisement for the castle in Nosferatu, and it's like Jonathan's review of the trip. And he's like,
this place sucks.
Service is remarkably fast and efficient. Also, everyone looks the same.
Harker's review on Yelp, huh?
Mm-hmm. Here they have like driverless carriage technology already.
I know, right? Way before Amazon ever thought about it. They just go their own way too.
You're like, free carriage. Let's do this.
I thought Dracula always had the. I thought
a break. Those things have a break.
The white horses.
Guess they darkened up over the last 10 years. These guys are pretty ballsy, man. They're just like, we'll just get into this carriage, and then like in a bit they'll be like, we'll just go into this goddamn castle uninvited, right?
They're like the Scooby-Doo kids, man. They have no fear.
Exactly.
I mean, you've got to make some really reckless decisions for there to be a plot in a horror movie most of the time. So there's that.
It's true. Yeah, you make something completely stupid or reckless in order to get those things rolling. Two mighty English horsepower. Actually, I don't know what country is this supposed to be in. Valstadt. It's kind of ambiguous.
I don't know. It's like Transylvania and London meshed into one in the first.
They're very close.
Movie, so it's just like
Liverpool and Onion distance, or London and distance away.
Uzbekistan.
So I know in Universal it's like the land of Viseria or whatever. I don't know what this place is, but I don't care. I'm just here for the vampires.
The funny part is like this didn't click in any of their heads right now. It's like beware of the castle, so it drops you right into castle with a driverless coach, and you don't think something might be a little off here.
That's because the previous coach driver didn't say there was vampires in that there castle.
Failing his fares.
And we get the classic Dracula score theme back, which I like.
And you think those are just like well-trained homing horses, or are they like under some control of like a powdered Dracula?
It's plot convenience. It's plot convenience. That's all it is.
They're probably like he's probably put like some kind of hypnotism on them. In
like
in the Lugosi movie, he just like disappears while he's supposed to be driving the carriage, and then he like appears his bat in front of the horses' faces to guide them. But Dracula technically can't turn into a bat in this because budget.
Yeah.
One of them has some brains.
They did.
All right, so what else has gone wrong? So let's see. Their Liberty driver friggin' pulled the knife on him, threw him off.
Exactly.
A horseless carriage brings them right to the castle they warned not to go into. Then the door opens itself, and everyone wants to go in, but the one lady with any brains.
Well, let's find out just how we're.
To be fair, though, I would straight up just completely just home in on the creepy castle up on the hill and just walk towards it. I would immediately just be like, can I live here?
That is true. But it takes a certain type of person to just barge into a castle and be like, oh, look, dinner table's set. Let's make
start eating.
True. I would not, which would probably be a mistake, but still. I mean, the candles are lit.
How do ladies keep those hats on their heads like that?
I think they got clips, right?
hat pins or something.
They had a clips.
CA glue, I think.
Listen to me, but also we wouldn't be in this state now.
Oh, if we'd listened to you, Helen, we'd still be in England.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Gray Man, in Horror of Dracula, I don't think they had the budget for bats. So Van Helsing straight out says vampires turning into bats and wolves is a common myth. Then in Brides of Dracula, where Van Helsing reprises his role, Count, what's his name in that? I'm blanking on his name. Just flat out turns into a bat and flies around. So rule immediately broken.
Scars of Dracula too. I don't know if he's technically the big bat or he just controls them, but Leatherface runs out with a hammer.
Yeah,
Right.
He could be the
quite
cook.
the mashup.
No, Helen, right, darling. Any moment now, Paul.
It would be fun to like do a modern mashup, do it in the British and like Hammer style, but bring some like a modern monster into it too at the same time.
I've always I've like kind of fan cast some more recent horror movies. Like, what if Hammer had made this film? That's always kind of fun to do.
At least then we know the sets would be good. All right.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't. Come, sit down.
And what if Hammer had done Blade? What do you think that would have been?
Oh man,
That would have been awesome, man.
Probably less
Hammer's
rave.
crazy.
Yeah, the rave would just be like a big ballroom dance.
That's what they all be doing. Everyone in big sequin gowns and lots of bowing and going and speeches and toasts.
Yeah.
I mean, Mark of Horror a couple years ago sent me the Marvel Dracula comics, a big volume of that, and Blade's in that, and it reads like Hammer horror to some extent.
Yeah, that was the time when the horror comics were actually getting less sanctioned by the Comics Authority Code and all that, and they put tons of those books out.
But I love just how pristine Dracula's castle is in this, because like in the Lugosi movie, there's like cobwebs everywhere and random armadillos running around. Everything's just desiccated.
That's like South American creatures in Transylvania.
Armadillos, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, armadillos are a thing in the original Dracula. There's also a little bug that crawls out of its own tiny mini coffin. There's just a random close-up of that in one scene.
It's like they find a dead armadillo. There's roadkill all over the Carpathian forest.
Apparently so.
Yeah. But I think the whole idea behind that was like a lot of people didn't know what armadillos were, and I like saw some post somewhere where like this guy's grandpa who had only ever seen armadillos in the Lugosi Dracula when he was like a kid hit an armadillo on the road and like had to stop the car and freaked out because it was like this mythical creature he had seen in Dracula as a kid.
Well, imagine if you hit like a unicorn. That would boggle your mind, right?
Yeah.
Like, smash the unicorn.
Like, I'm killing this endangered magical species. I've like killed one of the purest beings on earth. I'm going to hell.
That girl just gave a Fay Ray scream there. Poor Clove. Great tracking camera right there.
Wow, you guys already got the Clove, huh?
Mm-hmm. Where are you?
Are you? You're ahead, aren't you?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they just entered the room. And he just entered the room to show him his luggage.
I can pause for a couple of seconds here.
Yeah, OBS stopped it on my end. So, hold on.
I just paused it for a few seconds. You don't have to, Jay, if you don't want to.
If we're a little off, it's fine.
All right, it reconnected. So something went awry and fixed itself. I don't know what that is.
Air location for Blade Hammerwood Rocket Blade was born in Soho, London, was he? I don't know. He seemed kind of American when in the movie.
So Clove entered for the first time online.
Yeah, a unicorn is just a rhino with a Snapchat filter, huh? That's got to be one hell of a filter.
The shed the poundage filter.
Yep, but I mean,
and the words.
Technically, I think like the manuscripts that like describe the unicorn were actually just them trying to describe a rhino and not having the words to explain it. So you're not wrong.
All right. I have to stop. I have to stop the stream for a second. It's.
Do we need to stop, or can we keep going?
You can keep going. All right.
You're probably catching up.
Yeah.
Then sooner.
Stop streaming.
I trust the rooms are satisfactory.
Creepy servant. I love him.
Kid is admirable. But
I'll put it.
my master's hospitality is renowned. But if you are ready, I will serve dinner now.
There's the hat pin she was pulling out. Yeah, I guess she does have a hat pin. That's a heck of a spread.
Thank you, sir.
I like in this one, they show them starting to get ready, changed into their dinner clothes. They're like, oh, dinner time. Let's start taking our jackets off and shit.
Oh, dinner sounds like a splendid idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we see the different outfits in Horror of Dracula. Now we get to see the transition.
Exactly.
Our wall, we're going to be finished.
All right. Hold on a second.
Yes, Diane is right. Come on, let's sit down.
Later, when Clove is like on the riding the carriage and he's got like a hat on, he's like the spitting image of oh my god, I can't believe I just spaced his name. The Doomsayer from Friday 13th Part 2.
Oh, Crazy Ralph?
Crazy Ralph, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's part 1 too, right?
That was Frank Gore? No, that wasn't Frank Gore.
Okay.
Why am I thinking that? Something like that. I can't remember his name.
Well,
I love Crazy Ralph. Crazy Ralph is probably my favorite character in the first Friday the 13th after Pamela.
That place has a death curse.
Yeah.
And I love how
Utopia
he's
as an
just
MC.
randomly
Sorry for you
chilling in
people
the
watching
pantry
on
waiting.
D Live. All right. Sorry for you
Yeah.
people watching on D Live, but I do have it running. All right. It should be, although I don't see it running.
I don't have it up to check. I got enough things running on my computer right now. But
Yeah. Okay. It is going. So I'm going to start playing it now.
all right. If you have trouble viewing it, make sure to send me some
yeah.
merely carrying out his
money via PayPal, and I'm sure it'll clear up for you. All right.
I know, right?
Super chats, Dave. 100.
An old and distinguished family.
Make along with Crush Dracula.
Okay. So I don't know where you guys are, but they are
I'm like-
serving dinner.
They're serving dinner. I'm like right at half an hour in now.
Okay.
She's frightened. She doesn't know why, but she's frightened. That's right. 29:30. So you're a little ahead of me, but that's all right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm at 30:19.
Yep.
Close enough.
Ben, you and me are like right there together.
Hammer Twins power activate.
Twins
Mega
of
One
evil,
with-
so to speak.
His cousin.
Lurch's cousin.
All right.
I like the idea that Lurch just has this whole extended family tree that are just tall, imposing butlers.
Yeah. The
Maybe they
long
should-
line of butlers, that family is just like bred to be butlers.
They should have got the guy Lurch to play over in one of these because he played in Star Trek later on too. He played an android or whatever.
Yeah,
in the original series.
that was Ted Cassidy, right?
That's right.
Sounds
Yeah,
right.
he was also in the Twilight Zone to serve man.
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
I love that episode. I had forgotten he was in it though.
Oh, there's a model. Not a good
Cookbook the whole
cast.
time.
Here's to it.
Horace Peabody.
In peace.
What a foreboding.
Flickering lights. Always a good sign.
Count Dracula.
Why are you suddenly toasting Count Dracula?
Well, his
I mean, I would
hospitality
toast
for
Count
now.
Dracula.
Guess who?
Horace Peabody.
Right first time.
Did you enjoy your port, cigars, and man's talk?
No, not very much. But then you'd take female company for me to shop.
I'm gonna look up the cast for To Serve Man really quick because I feel like Ted Cassidy was in it, at least in some capacity.
To Serve Man. We were talking about that in Fallout the other night. There's some reference to that in Fallout 4.
Oh,
in
really?
the diner. Yeah.
Yep.
To Serve Man.
Yep. My favorite references to that are still the Simpsons, how to cook humans, how to cook for humans, how to cook 40 humans, how to cook for 40 humans.
They did that in Airplane too. It's a cookbook. It's a cookbook.
And the band Creature Feature, who write just all horror lyrics, they have a song called To Serve Man as well that's really good. And it's just all about that episode and how to properly serve man. It's actually the recipe.
Yes, well, he's not a particularly comforting person to have around now.
Can you imagine if you had to wear like a collar and all sorts of weird shit? Like
I know. It's not easy to go out for a walk in the country in those days.
Just to go to bed too.
Exactly.
I mean, you'd look nice every day.
I guess that'd
be a lot of work, but
I guess I'm just like not a fashion icon or something.
Yeah.
No. Well, you don't have social media to fill with.
Yeah. Do you think if these guys had like quarantine to deal with, they would have like downtime outfits and just like lazy outfits, or they just have like their specific outfits for different times in quarantine? I don't know.
This is my recovery cravat.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I think they're like lazy outfits would be the same thing, just like a different color, sort of. Still have like their collar on, yeah.
Yep. They have a whole separate closet for in case there's a pandemic.
Exactly.
Sadie, welcome to the stream. Good to have you. Good to have you.
Hey,
well,
Sadie?
vampires are your favorite. You're in the right place.
Vampires are my favorite too, but I think she knows that.
No vampires presented itself yet, but we can't be too far. This one does take a while to get going with the vamps.
All right.
Yeah, it does. There's a lot of build up in this one compared to the last one. Sure.
If you guys are watching on D Live, I apologize, but I have to but keep going. The stream has failed, but
Oh, is it acting wonky over there still?
yeah. But
Whoa. Gray Man's got a voiceover on the Cannibal Accident album coming out.
Nice. I'm presuming Cannibal Accident are metal, but what kind of metal? Because I may want to look into that.
Gray Man typically keeps his fingers on the pulse of that genre.
Sorry.
Go on.
I was gonna say that letter by Albert Fish is pretty ruthless, man. Like the parents of the children.
Oh God, I haven't gotten into the Albert Fish stuff that much. What I've heard disturbed me enough to be.
He was certainly a disturbing character.
Yeah, with a name like Cannibal Accident, I figured they were probably death metal. You never know, though.
They even hold hands in their sleep. Isn't that nice? They obviously haven't been married very long.
But yeah, like you were saying, this is definitely a slow burn. But I never feel the slow burn with these movies. I get so into the conversations.
Okay.
It's good building. I like this one has a very dynamic camera.
Oh yeah, lots of nice camera movement in this.
Kind of a first-person FPV shot here in this. So
I think back then, holding hands while you were sleeping was like a full form of population.
Well, that was pre-marriage. Yes,
exactly. That was
holding
like
hands pre-marriage scandal.
Exactly.
You knew it was good if your hands got sweaty. So
yeah, and unchaperoned too.
I think these guys are in like full pajamas, man.
This is pretty dynamic camera moves. Slow and creeping, but dynamic nonetheless, you know?
Yeah, I know. It's like the camera itself is actually stalking the actors, you know? I like that. It's a really nice aspect. And most horror movies don't bother with a moving camera. Usually they're all static shots.
Yeah. Yeah, safe sex, Gray Man. If sex could just be holding hands, I mean, it'd be a lot easier. I would do it.
It would make like shaking your friend's hand a little weird, though.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it would make sex like it would make sex a less weird thing. I don't know. I don't want to get into that kind of work.
This is
I
a
don't
funny
mind a
show
little
here.
weird sex every now and again. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Gray's right. I think she did show some ankle there, man. I was that's pretty scandalous.
It's gay, man.
That would have got her thrown out of the Carpathian Mountains at the time. Maybe even those inns that they were in earlier.
I wonder if it is the Carpathian Mountains. This is just like we're in Hammer territory now. This is a completely different universe.
We're gonna make up some geography here and just roll with it. No one's gonna ever check these things.
Gray Man said Carpathian Woods earlier, so I'm just rolling with that.
Yeah,
It just works.
it's like there's the Carpathian Woods, and just on the outskirts of that is London.
Exactly. And then 2 miles that way is Carlsbad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So we got it back running again. Sorry about that.
Nice.
If you
One of
guys-
these days, I'm just gonna write up a map of just Hammer Horror Earth or that country. Just figure out what kind of alternate universe we're living in.
Kind of like Robert Howard did with the Third Age maps he did.
Uh-huh.
This guy's now he's putting on his investigation robe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so proper. He's already got full pajamas on. He's like, I feel a bit underdressed to go walking around this castle. Clove just moving steamer trunks in the middle of the night.
And
It's like,
it's
sorry, go on.
it's like they have the equivalent of Batman's utility belt, but for outfits.
Yeah.
They only had like one suitcase each. Where are they keeping all these clothes? Transhamania.
Transylvania. That's what I'm going to call it when I make my map. And I will make my map. But before we watch every Dracula movie, I'm going to try and make that map.
Nice.
Look at that hallway. Huge.
Great. Oh, crap. I've given myself another assignment that I need to do. I hate when I do that.
That'd be worse than me behind with a video log. That dude just peeked in on Newlyweds. What's he doing, man? They could be in there holding hands.
I know, right?
Yeah. Pervert.
Glad everyone's with us here in the chat tonight. Hope everyone's having a lovely time, and hopefully D-Live is working for you. Up. Found the mystery. Don't pull back that rug, tapestry, whatever that thing is.
I guess it's only a rug if it's on the floor. Is that how that works?
Probably so.
If it's horizontal, it's a rug. If it's vertical, it's a tapestry.
When I was in Qatar coming back from Iraq, they had a couple places that were rug merchants, and they hung all theirs on the wall, so it looked like giant tapestries everywhere. But
Yeah.
What the
Transhammerania.
All right.
That's what I'm going to call it.
Transhamania. See, the chat's getting into it now. They want to see your maps.
I'm going to make them someday, eventually.
Start calling you Magellan's Fiend. There we go.
So, Clove, that's the dude's name, right?
Yeah.
Man, he just like stabs this dude with gusto.
Yeah, he is a kind of an unnerving character in this movie.
It looks like he's gonna clock him with like a candlestick or a lead pipe or something. It turns out it was just like
Colonel Mustard style, but nope, it's a little more vicious than that.
he's not even in the library. See, so what is it when it's on a coffin? It's a rug when it's on the floor, and it's a tapestry when it's on the wall.
I think that's Dracula's safety blanket.
Okay.
That's pre-electric blanket days. He's giving up on D-Live.
Exactly.
I like the tapestry on the wall back there with like the demons beating somebody up on it. So.
Thugs.
The stream has ceased. Yeah. Sorry about that. What the hell is going on?
Stream. Are you going with the Monty Python reference there, Gray Man?
My wife. All right, sorry guys. My Wi-Fi on my main computer is just falling. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Sorry about
Okay.
that, chat, but you'll have to take a word for it. I
All
showed
right,
this on
so-
YouTube, but they'd shut us down within about 3 minutes.
Yep.
Go, Clove.
So that's what's going on, and we are
It's funny the way this clove is different than the clove in Scars of Dracula too. In Scars of Dracula, you can tell he didn't want to do what he was doing, but he had no choice. In this one, Clove seems to enjoy himself quite a bit in his evilness.
Yeah. Are they the same character, the clove in this and the clove in Scars, or are they different? I'm gonna assume they are, and just say that Clove was like new to the job at this point, so he had like some zest for it. But by Scars, he
got broken down because he's very disheveled looking in Scars too. That's because this guy.
He kind of meets his fate in this one, though.
Well, so did Dracula in the last movie. That sure is stopping him.
Yeah, there's only inconvenience in these Hammer flicks. So I like how he has like all of his cape and everything just ready for him. He knows he's going to come back at any time, you know. But this scene is pretty graphic, actually, for the time it was made. Basically, the mutilation of a body.
Yeah.
Very effective. You don't have to have a lot of gore to have an effective, disquieting scene.
Yeah, just ask Toby Hooper, right?
Yeah, exactly. Original Texas Chainsaw Massacre was on a shoestring budget.
Yeah,
you were more horrified by the title than anything. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it feels brutal. Just it's a lot of the sound design in that is just so aggressive.
Yeah, even like the opening credits are showing like solar flares, which is a really abstract thing. But it's got that crazy like sound design. It's like, ooh, those fucking solar flares are unnerving.
Yeah, original Texas Chainsaw is more art house than people give it credit for.
That's my favorite horror movie.
I'm not sure. You might want to check it out, see if it's on YouTube. I'm not sure if it's available. It may be. Maybe I don't know if it's public domain though. It might be an internet archive, but I'm not sure about this movie.
Yeah, some of the Hammer stuff, whether it's technically public domain or not, is out there on YouTube or on like Internet Archive.
I see a panel bloodsuckers. Bill, what is going on, my friend?
Hey, what's going on, Bill?
I think I'm technically the bloodsucker here. Genome's just the coach driver. I don't know.
Jolly good show.
All right.
And Clove's very methodical. All his movements are nice and slow and kind of reverential.
Yeah,
even with the pile of ashes.
He sort of eased up on the crank and was like, yeah, that looks about right.
Voice name not found.
Yeah, you're right, Gray. There was some pretty disturbing imagery in that movie. Not really imagery, but scenes. You know, a very disquieting scene at the dinner table and all that. It's pretty legendary.
Yeah, it's just Here
comes the blood fountain. Wow, that's a lot of blood hitting the ground. That's such a like vile scene right there. I'm not sure where you guys are. You might be a little ahead of me, but
we're behind you.
Tiny bit behind.
He's just
they're about to get into it. Yeah, pouring the ashes into the coffin. Right
okay, so I can back up about 10 seconds or so here. Let's see.
Genome's Renfield here.
Yes, there is a Renfield in this movie, by the way.
Oh, there is.
I'm a butler in my real life, so.
Well, I would wear my tie and my cravat if I was actually a butler. But, you know, be sans bowler. Bowler, you never wear bowler in the house. Yeah. Bad form.
All right, so
what is going on with my Wi-Fi?
So I guess I'm the count here. You're the carriage driver / Renfield. Ben's the butler. So what character are you, Jay?
Can I be Mr. Christopher Lee there?
you just want to get all the babes. Look at you.
Yeah, I kind of want to call dibs on that, but you can be like the vampire slayer. You can kill me and
the
then
bartender. I'll be the bartender. How about that?
All right,
bartender, or you can be the friar too.
I'm more like the chupacabra that they had mounted on the wall at the end.
This recreation scene is incredible because if you think about it, like the smoke lines up. I don't know really how they actually got it accomplished. Not just time lapse, but it's strange.
Yeah.
They do some real trickery here.
Yeah, from the Universal monster movies where they were doing this stuff into this, they've really honed their dissolving effects skills.
I mean, smoke is transparent, so it doesn't actually have to. They can like make it more or less transparent, right? It doesn't have to actually like line up.
Do you think the smoke is actually helping the effect here?
I think it's pretty cool.
Usually it covers, but like this one, you don't see the like the smoke just flows like there's the scene is not cut at all and nothing changes, so it's kind of a nice little mix. I don't know, I don't mind it there. Cadaver's butler not decided on Jay yet.
What is going on? I can't even generate a code.
That's true, Bill. Friggin' Fred had the great orange cravat. It went so well. He was kind of like Carly Simon, you know. The scarf, it was apricot. Oh, yes.
Ooh, the hand.
Mm-hmm.
Such a creepy mother. Like who does that? They like put their hand on the thing and walk it over. They're like, I've just been.
Looks like the face hugger from Alien, you know.
I legitimately have sometimes done that when opening doors just to be creepy.
Your parents are like, just get the fuck in here. It's dinner time.
Enough of your theatrics. Damn,
I was like, I want to be Count Dracula when I grow up, Mom.
We better be having soup for dinner, Clove.
Yeah. Oh, there's a dub scream though. Oof.
Okay.
Finally, there he is. In all his British majesty.
Yep.
By way of Transylvania.
Yep.
I think that's the face he used when he looked at the script originally. They just kind of left it on film. Hey, I know something too. If you notice in the intro, remember when it was doing the flashback from the original? And I've noticed this. I don't think he like moves his arms when he walks at all. When he's doing Dracula, I think he does it on purpose.
I don't think he walks. I think he glides.
He might just be a glide. You can when he walks down the stairs in the first one, it's like that. But
you just had him on like roller skates.
Yeah, I think Dracula does technically just glide.
Even the earth rejects him.
Yeah, except in the first one where he's like pretending to be a human at first, and then later on when he's running around because he's panicked and he can't glide properly.
Oh, he's all sated now. He's got to sleep that one off.
Yep.
Do the hand crawl and grab a box of Count Chocula, baby.
I love how he just envelops her in the cape. That's like my favorite vampire move.
That's a good move.
Usually they billow it over you, but this one's a little more refined and subdued.
Yeah, Lugosi's more refined like that too. The sloppy vampires just throw it over your head.
Oh, all those mimes back then were so much physical talent.
Yeah. I have a box of Count Chocula sitting up there in my room. Hobbs Horror gave it to me. I converted it into a holder for some of my comic books.
You ate it all though, right?
He didn't actually send me any of the cereal. I think he ate all of that himself. He just sent me the box.
What? Hobbs, if you're watching, that's poor form. You gotta send the cereal too.
Yeah, but I mean, just sending me a box of I don't know how old Count Chocula through the mail is probably poor form too. So,
I mean, you can still probably get it. I think, right?
Probably. Usually you can only get the General Mills stuff like in stores at Halloween time.
I thought those aren't full-time cereals anymore. I really don't eat cereal anymore. So,
yeah, they usually only stock them in stores as like a novelty thing for Halloween. I think maybe you can buy them online, but I don't want to buy food online like that.
Back when I was a boy, they'd have them like Frankenberry and stuff would come around the holidays, but the others were full-time.
Were we talking about Frankenfurters on this stream? Or was that a different stream?
It might be.
You guys remember that?
Was it this one? I don't think it was this one, was it?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember Serial Killer. There's actually a great song by the band Green Jello called Serial Killer where Toucan Sam just goes off killing all the cereal mascots. It's great.
Green Jello. I haven't heard that band name in a long time.
They're good.
About 1993 or 4, I think, the last time I heard a song by them.
Well, like the Snoop Dogg album too is like Serial Killer. Wake up in the morning, eat your Lucky Charms cereal. Great, man. Love it.
What was that single by Green Jello? I can't remember. I remember you couldn't understand them too well on it. I cannot remember.
I know their most popular song was their version of Three Little Pigs, but
I can't remember. I know they had a single because I remember hearing it several times on radio back then.
There's a great clip of Green Jello on the Gong Show where they're playing this song called Rock and Roll Pumpkin, and there's just a guy running around with a jack-o'-lantern over his head, and they get like gonged immediately, but that's like what they were there to do. So
to get thrown off.
Yeah.
Now Clove's got his pilgrim hat on.
Is it the blue one?
No, it's black like everything else.
Black.
Dude, that dress she in. Where did she change into this dress, by the way? I didn't notice her do that. She's back in her traveling dress.
That's her I don't know. Is that her I'm a Vampire Now dress, or was that a different character?
It's got the open bodice, makes it easier for the vampire to get in there, but then again, she has like the high neck thing going on, so
yep.
Rankenberries.
So maybe that's her getting bitten by a vampire dress. You've got to have one of those.
Was Three Little Pigs the single? I can't remember. I just know they had one single back then.
Right. Yeah, Three Little Pigs was the really popular one, from what I can tell. That's if you mention Green Jello, that's the one everybody knows.
So does Dracula just always go for the redheads? I noticed that like the blondes seem to like live, and the redheads are like the first to go.
He toys with them.
Dracula, I guess Christopher Lee's Dracula has a type. I don't know.
He likes gingers. What can I say?
Well, the gingers have no souls, right? So they're easier to convert.
That's true. Make good thralls.
Ginger, okay.
I don't make up the rules, Martin. No,
I think my mom has a soul, so I beg to differ.
Got an interesting question. As soon as it pops over here, I'll post it up there. Cody asked, out of all the Universal monsters, who is the most underrated monster?
Of the like big name ones, probably either Phantom of the Opera or Invisible Man, because like a lot of people don't think about Phantom of the Opera because it's either like just the silent movie or just the Claude Rains.
Claude Rains matters. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is more of a like.
I don't really consider him a monster though. I don't really consider him a monster though. He's just more like a deformed human.
He is a deformed human, but technically so is the Invisible Man. So,
well, the Invisible Man's not a monster at all, though. He's just a guy that turns invisible, does bad things.
True, but he's in that.
They classify him as a monster, but
he's classified. If they make him like, if they sell action figures of him with Frankenstein and Dracula, and he's been branded as that, and they sell the Invisible Man movies in the Universal Monsters Legacy Collection, I'm counting him.
But there's nothing about him that's a monster. He's just a bad guy that found the formula. Yeah, found the formula to turn him invisible. So
right,
the monstrous is sort of defined by the other being like afraid of the other, and he is the other because we're not invisible.
Yeah, again, like Phantom and to some extent Lon Chaney's Hunchback of Notre Dame, they're deformed people, but they are like the others in that story, so they're kind of in that same camp with Frankenstein's monster and Creature from the Black Lagoon because of that. Out of like the small time monsters though, Countess Zaleska from Dracula's Daughter is highly underrated.
Yeah, you had a good review on that.
Yeah,
by the way,
thank you.
Because she was doing psychotherapy, wasn't she? Even
yeah, she was seeing a therapist to deal with her vampirism while not telling him that it was vampirism because she was scared, and he pulled out like this hypnotism machine and was just like, you need to look into the light reflected by the mirror, and she was like, nope, I can't do it, sorry. Yeah,
I was wondering if someone would say Creature of the Black Lagoon. That'll be popping up here. Oh, here it is finally.
Okay. I hear a lot of creature love out there, but I think the sequels, like Revenge of the Creature and Creature Walks Among Us, are really underrated because the creature like gets a big hero moment in Walks Among Us. He gets to like save some people and then die a noble death. It's kind of nice.
You also have to be pretty liberal with your labeling of monster too, because if you go back to Mary Shelley's day, the real monster was actually Frankenstein, not the creature.
Yeah,
the man who created the monster. That was he was the monster.
Victor Frankenstein or Dr. Frankenstein or Baron Frankenstein has always been the monster in my eyes. And that carries over into Hammer. Peter Cushing's Dr. Baron Frankenstein is pure evil. He's just so cold and conniving.
Always testing the limits. Drac. He moves fast in that cape.
Mm-hmm.
And Lee's delivery there.
Yeah. Is like flowing white gown like dress code for female vampires, or is that just what they're buried in?
I think it grows out of their skin once they're bitten.
I think that's the required dress code. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at Lee, like a lefty. Is Christopher Lee a left-hander?
I don't know.
He keeps grabbing the guy with his left hand.
Maybe that's just him getting really into the character, and it's just Dracula that's left-handed, but he's right-handed.
Yeah, he's like method.
Yeah.
Is he that method? Is that much of a method actor? Do you think?
Yeah. He's so method that he uses his opposite hand.
And he also sleeps in a coffin at night.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. Now that's good. They actually use a prop sword from the wall, and it comes into play in the movie. That's excellent. Actually, it makes sense.
Yeah,
that was
exactly. Cody.
nice
Creature kills the murderous scientist and walks among us. I love that Creature gets a hero moment.
Here's Lee showing his power now.
Mm-hmm. I love the red eyes.
Okay.
He just breaks that sucker.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dave, can you tell me what time period you're at? I'm trying to
57 minutes exactly.
I'm a little over 58 minutes, and I think Ben is too.
If we're 58 and 40.
Okay.
Yep, we're again right in sync.
We must have like different. Maybe we have different versions or something, Dave.
Well, I kept stopping and pausing, but
maybe we should have gone with the British version. I don't know.
Well, I'm wondering if that's the one that you're watching, David.
Because I got the Warner Brothers. I had the Warner Brothers intro.
Yeah, and we had 20th Century Fox, so maybe that's why we're off.
I got the Brits. I got the long extended cut. I got the director's cut here.
Okay, folks. I just restarted it. Why is it red? Oh,
because he just broke the sword just now.
Yeah.
I like how that came into play, though. Dracula's own like hubris of breaking the sword to show off cost him.
But I mean, at the same time, I guess that would work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, anything, right?
So
look at him cross-eyed, right?
D-Live is back up for you folks.
D-Live is back. Let me see if I can put a link back in there again.
Epicurean Eye Relief. We really do need synchronized watches for this. That would help a lot.
It's like the Dirty Dozen when you start synchronized watches. In the end, the monster was every one of us. Isn't it true, though, Gray? We all rejected the poor Frankenstein, the creature.
We are the monsters in the end. Everybody's a little bit monstrous in some way, to be honest.
Well, especially me. I'm half mounted chupacabra, so.
On the wall of some German inn.
Yeah.
And I'm the Wolpertinger.
Yep.
Right,
here we go with the makeshift
V in German
thing that Hammer kind of brought into the genre.
Oh, they love the freaking carriage. The carriage, like I think I said this in the other stream, like they put carriage guys in work for like years with these movies. Then there's the stunt. Yep. We should all be the vampire we were born to be.
I'm doing my best over here.
I wonder if I would have been a monstrous or a suave vampire. I'm not sure which version I would have been.
I'm like somewhere in between. I'm like half Count Dracula, half like trashy vampire.
Yeah, you gotta. It's working for me on my end, so I think you gotta just refresh your page.
Which kind of vampire is it that always wears overalls? That's the one I'd be.
An overalls vampire. I don't know.
All right. So
I'd probably be like the Keith or Sutherland vampire, or whatever, like somewhat charming but very nasty on the inside.
Yeah. Again, I think I'm like somewhere between like a Dracula or an Anne Rice vampire and like a trashy Lost Boys vampire.
See, I think it would have been an awesome twist if the creature turned out to be one of the deep ones. Yeah, a race of sea monsters about Lovecraft, who's being written out of history right now, and was a son of Dagon, a deep one elder god. Yeah, I mean, he could have been a Cthulhu spawn for all we know, or maybe he bred with a human and it made the creature of the Black Lagoon.
Okay, I'm doing it. All right, so I'm doing it this way.
So Patrick, are you saying that you're like a Count Chocula type vampire? Is that your deal?
You sucked it marshmallows dry. Is that what you do? And he swims off. Innsmouth in the end. Yeah, Gray's kind of a Cthulhu guy, creepy, so you'll probably have a good conversation with him.
I mean, I am too. Lovecraft, not a good person at all. Love his writing.
All right, so we're gonna do it this way.
I think the creature being one of the deep ones would have kind of killed the pathos, though. I don't know.
Let's see. Cadalicious. Could you touch on the Bela Lugosi betrayal and Ed Wood? I'd love to hear your opinions on it. Was he in that? See, I don't think I've ever seen it. You mean the Tim Burton Ed Wood?
Yeah, Martin Landau plays Bela Lugosi in that movie because Ed Wood was putting him in work in his movies at that point.
Well, Landau was a famed character actor, so I don't think it'd be too hard for him.
Yeah.
And I mean, the makeup he does, he looks like Lugosi. You forget that you're not watching Bela Lugosi in that movie.
Did he give him all the nice languid movements that Bela had?
Yeah,
very slow and measured.
He does the gestures, and he does the accent really well. Because I watched an interview with him where he like talks about how he did the accent, and it was like a Hungarian person trying not to speak with a Hungarian accent.
Pathos was one of the Three Musketeers.
I thought it was Porthos was one of the Three Musketeers. Was it Pathos?
That's a type of mushroom.
Playing Knife in Outer Space. Yeah, wasn't that always called like the worst movie ever made?
Yeah,
poor Ed.
I assure you, I've seen worse than that movie.
I've seen movies that tried to be good. That's what makes them worse. When movies are just bad and keep the tongue right in cheek, I don't dig them for that.
Yeah,
Porthos, I was right. Yes.
Yeah, Plan 9 was trying to be good, and it ended up being crazy, and it was fun.
What was that? What was the Bigfoot movie that Steve sent you, Martin? Was that the worst one you've ever seen?
Bigfoot Blood Trap. I still have that sitting in my room. If there are a few people who have
pissed you off, you want to send it to?
Be the next victim of that film. So if one of those people ends up winning my contest, I'm going to sneak it into the box and send it to them.
You're fixing to meet Renfield here. I'm not sure if he's on your screen yet.
I don't know, Cody. I don't know. He was like just a very scared, sheltered person in regards to everything, but that doesn't excuse anything he did in my eyes.
Okay.
See here, this is where he looks like Creepy Ralph, by the way, when he's driving the coffins in that hat.
He's like a Victorian era Crazy Ralph.
Exactly.
This monastery has a death curse.
You're all doomed.
Yeah. Crazy Ralph just got so tired of trying to warn people about it. He was like, screw it, I'll just join the count.
I know.
Exactly.
I'm gonna get over this. You have a contest?
Yes, my 400 subscriber contest is going on right now. I'm giving away.
Okay.
Speaking of Lovecraft, I'm giving away a copy of the movie of Beyond the Wall of Sleep. That's one of the prizes, and a few other cool things. So if you're interested, that is up on my channel.
400 subs. You're climbing fast, man. You're gonna pass me up for too long.
I'm as surprised as anybody else.
Well, you have a good variety of stuff. People, I think, seem to like your music things too. Your musical montages.
Yeah.
Not to mention the reviews. There's Renfield. Go eat that raisinette. Do it.
What are you up to now? 101? An hour and 2? Or
I'm at 104:47.
All right.
I'm at an hour and 6 right now.
Yeah. And somehow you're ahead of us in the storyline.
Okay.
So I think you must be watching the different version.
Oh yeah. We're probably watching different cuts. I don't know. I'm gonna watch every cut and every commentary of this movie because that's just what I do.
Are you watching the UK version? Is that what's going on? Or
we're on the
maybe
one of us might be actually. I don't.
Yeah.
Could be you. I'm watching Jay's version. So
yeah. I don't know.
I
I always thought that was the American version I gave you. So
yeah, I think maybe you got the UK cut and we're watching the US version. So
okay, that might be it. But what's the difference?
More bodices and cravats.
Yeah. It doesn't seem that much different, but the storyline, you guys are ahead, even though your timestamp is behind us. So
okay,
we must have had something that wasn't cut out.
Okay.
Huh. So the UK cut is shorter than the American. That's interesting. Maybe the British censors were different. I don't know.
Yeah, that could be because they're like, I don't know. They really had a stick up their ass with those video nasties.
They're very stuffy over there, aren't they? Gray Man, for example, is one of the stuffiest fellows I've ever had the pleasure of watching. He's so polite. He even gives the swans right away in his walkie videos. He goes first has a car chase and more guns. You damn right. We have like 3 or 4 explosions. It's directed by Michael Bay, and then they throw a couple of lens flares in there too.
All right, so officially this movie is 1 hour and 26 minutes long on this version. So I don't know, like how long is.
Yeah, I got 20 minutes left or so.
1 hour, 30 minutes, and 14 seconds.
Okay.
I've been stuck on the one scene for every entire time. Yeah, it's right behind me, right? I got another one, but it's in color. Here, let me switch that over for a second. Maybe I can find it. I think it's on my computer somewhere.
Ben, you're up here now with me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You got promotion. That's the big leagues up there.
I'm on top of the world.
Promoted from butler to what now? What is he now?
Jackalope.
You're a court composer now. Let's see.
I was the Chupacabra, and now I'm a butler.
Yeah.
Upgrade.
It's Chupacabra, butler, Jackalope. That's right.
on the graph of like people evolving, that's one of them.
I think I'd
love to see that. I'd love to see that evolution chart.
Yeah, I had some more Draculas, but I think I deleted them. So no more wallpapers.
The Reanimator is a great movie.
Yeah, that was classic. That was
The Eternal Lie.
Who was the guy? I'm trying to think of it now.
Jeffrey
Combs. Jeffrey Combs. I couldn't think of it there.
Jeffrey Combs.
He's a great character actor too.
Oh yeah.
He had really large roles in Star Trek: Next Generation or Deep Space Nine. Excuse me.
Was he in there?
Yeah, he played the Ferengi Brunt, who had a recurring role, and then he played Wayoon, one of like the generals for the Dominion. So
I remember Wayoon. He was he was the that squirrel race that
kind of like that.
He was in the Next Generation too.
Was he really?
Next Generation.
Like a blue alien dude. I can't remember. They were like empath aliens or something.
No, I know he was in Enterprise, Star Trek Enterprise. He was the Andorian. He was the Andorian guys with the antennas, right? The blue. He played Shran. I remember that too.
I'm pretty sure he was in the Next Generation.
He could have been.
Watched Enterprise. I did watch Deep Space Nine though.
He has moved around a lot. He was also in 4400. He was a scientist who helped to develop whatever it is that gave him powers.
Star Black.
Celebrity Squares. Yeah, I'm in the corner square now. I just pre-ordered a new comic, Reanimator, The Eternal Lie. Basically, Herbert West goes Innsmouth to retrieve his reanimation serum from the human townsfolk and battles against the deep ones. Could be a fun one. The movie itself is hilarious, man. Parts. I've never had live parts.
I love Reanimator. I think I like Bride just a little bit more though.
Tomb of Dracula. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that. Which one is that one? Is that a new one?
Tomb of Dracula is the comic series. I've got a volume of it up there. If you want me to grab it when the movie's over.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. He just says the price is $10 for a Tomb of Dracula. I was $10 for a movie. I don't,
I won't be able to see it unless I kill my green screen.
For less than that sometimes.
This guy look familiar?
Oh yeah, there you go.
that's the horror homage cover that Mr. Miracle drew of me.
That is really awesome.
Yeah, that's from Vault of Horror number 17.
Well, so this is a really short movie for a drag. I always thought, it should be like 2 hours at least for one of these Hammer films. But I guess Christopher Lee wasn't having it.
No, that's the other 30 minutes of lines that got cut.
Yeah. Comic Mag Musing's first appearance of Blade. I think that's the volume that's in the collection I have.
Wow, she's perky.
Yeah, that's a heck of a underwire she got going on there. William DS and Shran and Enterprise. Yeah, I remember him Shran for sure. I don't know if he was in TNG. I'm not sure which one it is, but it's been a while since I watched the whole thing. This is getting ridiculous. Bill loves it when I talk about Star Trek because he hates it.
Oh, not $10. Number 10. Okay, I got you.
Tomb of Dracula number 10. Tomb of Dracula had some beautiful artwork though back then. I have a couple of them sitting around somewhere. He used to cross over with Thor every now and then too, which was kind of funny. Is there a new Blade movie? Is there a new Blade movie coming?
Yeah, they're doing a reboot. I forgot who's playing it, but I don't think it's going to be any good.
With Antonio Banderas as Blade.
I know, right?
Yeah. I've been kind of excited for the Morbius movie that's coming up. I don't know what that's going to be like, but it looks cool.
Morbius the Living Vampire.
Yeah, that one got pushed back, I think.
Everything else.
That was supposed to come out last year. That and Antlers were the two movies I was most excited for.
Yeah.
That's a great thing about comics. You can do all kinds of cool crossovers. What was that, man? I'm sorry.
I just said Antlers looks like something I want to be seeing.
Yeah. Guillermo del Toro produced Wendigo movie. I'm signed up in there.
GSX.
Antlers. And now we're talking about the Lost Boys, Antlers, and Silent Night, Deadly Night. There's Antlers again, too.
Yeah, Linnea Quigley, man. Woo.
Mm-hmm. Who can forget? There's supposed to be another Blade movie or show, hence the price. I don't know. Yeah, more spec. That's all comics are anymore is spec. Blade's origin issues. I hope it goes up in value. Yeah, it'd be kind of sweet. The character could be interesting. I don't know. It didn't go crazy with the original Blade movie that did it. But then again, like comic book movies didn't have the hype they have now. So it's still very niche.
Yeah, Blade was marketed more like a Buffy the Vampire Slayer kind of like genre. Not really like a comic book movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been hearing about Morbius for a couple of years now.
Yeah. I just got into Buffy starting in December, and I'm loving the series. They put They put Buffy, all 7 seasons of Buffy on Amazon Prime, so I've just been binging.
Oh, okay.
That.
Okay.
Yeah,
Joss Whedon in it back then.
I've been alternating Buffy with Gargoyles, so that's been my TV show watching lately.
The Disney's Gargoyle show?
Disney's Gargoyles, yeah.
Okay, that was a really good, I mean, it was only 2 seasons that were good, but the third one.
They've got 3 seasons on Disney Plus.
Okay, yeah, because the 3rd season was Gargoyles Chronicles or something like that. They changed the animation style, and then that kind of The first 2 was really good, but the 3rd one not so much.
I'm liking season 3 so far. I like the sort of like the anti-gargoyle like league that started, and like the whole sort of big societal controversy that's going on. I think it's cool.
Well, this is interesting. On the scene that they're showing right now on our version, he like holds it's like a lantern to her wrist, and that didn't happen in the version I watched last night.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't looking properly. What happens in this version?
Well, she got bit by the ginger vamp, and this one it seems like he treats it a little differently than in the version I read last night.
Yeah,
I watched last night.
All right, so right now the ginger vamp is being subdued by 2 monks, and then
these people are old hands at dealing with vamps. So
yeah.
I'm
starting to get the sense that the US cut was
longer
and had more freedom than the UK cut. I'm guessing the UK censors were harsher.
Probably.
And in this one, he just put 2 crosses in the coffins. That also, I don't think, happened in the UK version.
Okay.
I wonder why that got cut.
Yeah.
Religious controversy? I don't know. It's like the power of good triumphing over evil. I don't know what they'd have an issue with.
Well, I'll be curious because in the version I watched last night, Dracula and Ginger Vamp both get in their coffins.
Yeah. And he's totally missing her heart. It's like under her rib or something like that.
Right in the large intestine.
Yeah. That ought to do it.
They're so chill. These monks are so chill, man. It's like, just killed another vampire in the banquet room. What's for supper tonight? I love this Monsignor though. I think he's really good.
He is good.
He never came back though. This is like his only role. Well, I guess he needed a Peter Cushing replacement. So.
Cody, Linnea Quigley is my first horror crush. Whose wasn't she? Her role was Trash Supreme. I was like 7 or 8 when I first saw her. I remember her from Sorority Babes and the Slimeball Ballorama. I think it's the first movie I ever saw her in.
You didn't want to put your booby. It's a monk after.
Yeah. Trash is an amazing character. I love her character in Night of the Demons as well, because it's almost like the polar opposite of Trash, but still has like a similar attitude.
I want to look good for the boys.
I always feel bad for female vampires in this. They just seem so panicked and desperate, and then they just die horribly.
Yeah, they don't usually do too well.
But I mean, especially her in this, she just seems.
Man, her hair is
so
enormous.
Sad.
How do you know that Dracula has a cold? All right, let us know, Bill.
He's coughing because of his cough. I called it. I've heard every vampire joke out there.
Yeah. Ooh.
There's a pair of skis just parked up in that corner for some reason. That's pretty sweet.
They do like to ski in Europe. Not in jolly old England though, but other parts
they don't do much slaloming there, do they?
No. Maybe cross country, I guess, but they hardly get snow.
When the mule dies, yeah. Yeah, they don't get a smattering of snow, if you will.
Yeah. Maybe Scotland. I don't know. Gray Man, can you tell us what the snow condition is up in Great Britain?
We got some pretty nice snow here today. It was beautiful.
He's like, "You are mine. You are mine."
Yeah.
Now we can see his mesmerism firsthand.
I wonder how he got his eyes so bloodshot. Was he like smoking or doing stuff?
Probably glass contacts.
Those have to be contacts, yeah. But they cover the whole eyeball.
The whole eyeball, which that was crazy, yeah.
And I was curious because he has that had that in his previous Dracula role too. And they do sort of a tighter shot of his face. You can see that they don't look like genuinely bloodshot eyes. They look like a bunch of sort of drawn on veins in his eye.
Note: keep away from the close-ups.
Yeah. I command you to take that chain off.
Yes. He approached it pretty easily, though.
Uh-huh.
What is the snow of which you speak? You know all about that. It snows out there in the Sonora. Now here, they recreated this scene in Bram Stoker's Dracula by Coppola.
Oh, yeah. With the piercing his...
Which scene are you on right now?
Yeah, because she just entered her bedroom. She hasn't even been abducted yet.
You'll see it in a second.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, no. He's fawning over her right now. He's got his hands on her right now.
I mean, I love Coppola's Dracula.
How about watch that in years?
Yeah. I don't know. That was a good movie. It didn't feel like a horror film, though.
It's not. It's more of a gothic romance because they make Dracula a sympathetic character. It's not meant to be scary, really.
Dracula, man, he's boss.
Yeah, see that close up, Martin? Of his eyes. You can see that they're not genuinely bloodshot. It's like some kind of weird contact.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what kind of contact it is that they use for him.
I just picture Christopher Lee sitting back hitting the bong hard, really hard before the shots or something.
It's just like munching on an edible.
The method.
He's that
I mean,
method.
Isn't this whole place like holy ground and they're on a monastery? Like, shouldn't
It's a desecrated monastery.
I think everything would burn. Oh yeah, maybe Renfield eating the flies and all that helped desecrate it. But anyway, you see they recreated the blood scene, him cutting himself with the blood, and then I love how Christopher just kicks that door or that glass right out with his feet. Man, he's a boss.
Yeah. I mean the cutting the chest thing, that's from the book. Dracula does that in the book and makes Mina a drink. It's like a forced, horrible thing in the book.
Speaking of, let's see.
What's up, Jackson?
Jackson Roykirk's in the house, and Matt Woods too.
What's up, Matt?
Dracula is such a classic literary character, and one of my aspects of it, or I'm guessing favorite aspects of his character, is how utterly mysterious, or he's a utterly mysterious character.
First vampire.
It's like the first vampire ever. Yeah, we don't have became one. Yeah, it's interesting because it's funny how the Underworld series kind of made this mythos up. It's like they were kind of created like three different of the original monsters, but they just it was a genetic mutation, basically, is what it was.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a total nerd for all things vampires, so I can go into a little bit of the backstory on Dracula from the original book. He was like this student of black magic in this school called the Charlemagnes, and that's how he became a vampire. But that's like all the background you get. He was like this budding devil worshiper and black magician, and that's what makes him a vampire.
That was in the original book?
Yeah. It's like barely mentioned by Van Helsing in this little piece of exposition, but it's there.
They kind of allude to that in Taste the Blood of Dracula too. A little bit. It's much more like a black magic kind of thing.
Yeah.
Hey guys, hey Matt Woods, glad you could stop by. We have good ideas every now and then. Let's see, what do you guys talk about Bloodshot Eyes when you come in? Because Jackson, you're up late watching all the replays of Friday Night Lives, our live stream. That's why. The gang's all here now. We got Nemesis and Arch Nemesis and Bill and Jackson. Matt Woods, the great mediator between them, also known as Big Spoon. Creepy Cody coming in with the great questions and observations. And now we are in the final act here.
Yeah. There's the white horses. There's the white horses.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Hey, Ethel.
Welcome to the stream. Good to see you.
Hey, what's up?
Taste Blood Dracula is great. Yeah.
Like Creepy Ralph there with the overcoat and like the hat.
It's very Victorian era Crazy Ralph.
Don't make me say it again. You know I'll do it, and I'll probably get copyright. This is like Gary has a death curse.
So this is like broad daylight.
I know it is. Taste of Blood of Dracula is great. I love the opening half of Taste of Blood of Dracula. I like it better before Dracula gets involved. I love that trio of people like pushing the boundaries in the Victorian era. I love it.
I love them too. And as some of my friends have mentioned, and as I'll probably bring up again whenever we watch Taste of Blood, what would have happened if they all drank it? Would they all be Dracula?
Yeah, I think we were talking about that before. I don't know. It's a good question. Would it be 3 Draculas then? Draculae? Is that the plural?
Yeah, it's like 3 Draculas, and then they just merge to make one bigger Dracula later. I don't know.
Oh, there's the
mega Dracula. He can fight Godzilla later. See, we find a way to make them together. It's full circle.
We figured out how to do our Dracula kaiju movie now. We just get a bunch of smaller Draculas to make one big Dracula.
Like 5 different colored Draculas.
Yeah.
Come in and create a giant Megazord.
Yeah.
He just class up the joint. That explains the red eyes on Christopher Lee. So here it is, lore happening right before your eyes. I don't know if you're quite there yet, but
yeah, because running water kills him, but
you can't cross it, and it kills him.
So that's kind of like the weird thing. Like, even though the floor is frozen, it's already running underneath him.
Yeah, I know.
So it's like, who defines that? Like, I guess if you're a vampire, you just feel it or you don't. But like, the second he jumps out, he should be like, "I'm standing on fucking running water," right?
All right.
Basically, it's Francis Castle. How could he ever leave his castle, right?
Right.
Becca Dracula, I love it.
Well,
that needs to be a thing.
Well, here's my question. I mean, if you know you're fighting Dracula, why bring a rifle? You know it's ineffective.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't. Well, it was for Clove. I think he said it was for Clove.
Well, that's like John
Just
Carpenter's
little crucifixes on all of your bullets by hand.
That's like sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, I think you go ahead because you haven't got to the part yet. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the John Carpenter's vampires. All the vampire hunters had guns, even though they knew that shooting the vampires didn't do anything. They had to grapple with them outside, right?
And the big stake thrower and all that. Yeah. But that was pretty convoluted. Kind of a fun movie.
Oh, I love the ice.
And I like how he says, like, don't delay, and he's like, oh, just slowly creeping over, looking over his shoulder and stuff. It's like, dude, just.
I love the little bit of fast motion we get as Dracula comes out there. It feels a little surreal.
Oh, so Fistful of Dollars viewing party. I'll send a message out, and we'll get some times together. We'll start coordinating.
That's going to be a good one
because we got to do a lot of the old spaghetti westerns.
Yeah, there we go. Ethel. You have a priest bless the rounds.
That could work, or at least sprinkle holy water on them. Yeah, do like they did in Underworld and put UV light in them. That was believable.
All right,
that's been scheduled. But yeah, remind me on Instagram, guys, and I will send out a message to everybody who wants to be in the group, and then we'll get that scheduled because I really like doing these.
Yeah, this whole fight scene is a little bit sped up, and it looks kind of silly, but I love it.
Technically speaking, I believe Christopher Lee almost drowned actually on this.
Really?
I
can believe it.
Again, like you said, I can believe it.
Because that was like an enclosure with water.
Yeah.
And
there's no safety crews back then. Hammer couldn't afford them anyway.
Oh, seriously.
Be a bunch of gray mans out there working, and he's probably on break. So, well, then I'll be here.
The anointed hollow points.
Yep. Is it gray mans or gray men? What is the plural of the gray man?
Ooh,
man, these are the philosophical questions I expect when I'm watching a Genome Presents stream. Yeah.
It's a good question. I can't contain him underneath this bowler, so I don't know. There it is. Where are you at, guys?
They just showed his face under the ice.
Oh yeah, you're at it.
Okay, all right. So yeah,
so that is.
I apologize for you people who were watching on D Live. It crapped out for some reason or other. Well, we'll get it straightened out next time.
Yeah, his name is Father Sander, huh? That's our Van Helsing character in this.
Yeah.
Yep. I think he's really good.
He is. I just find that interesting because Sander is the name of the Countess's henchman character in Dracula's Daughter. So,
an homage. It's not a very common name, so I bet it's got to be an homage, right?
Yeah, I don't know, but it's like two very different characters in a Dracula movie with the same name.
And this one, they didn't. I don't know why they didn't just name the guy Renfield, but they named him something totally different. He's basically Renfield.
Yep.
Or the White Gray Man. Too many. The world can only handle one Gray Man.
Dracula was after me. I head to a castle and don the first suit of armor.
Yeah, I mean, they get bit. Actually, in this series, they get bit on the arms and other places too. But yeah, neck protection seems key. This is what they never get in zombie movies. They never wrap their arms. They always have short sleeve shirts on. That's why they always get bit.
Yeah,
it's like a leather motorcycle suit, or something, right?
They're not getting through that.
I mean, come on.
They're not getting through it.
Hockey gear. That's what I put on. Go to the sporting goods store.
Heck, even duct tape or masking tape would probably stop fights if it's deep enough.
Yeah.
Vampires do exist. I think they're less supernatural, more like a subrace of mutants, kind of like the Morlocks, right? However, when did this unnatural mutation occur and what triggered it is unknown. You never know. Maybe it was
Go on.
I'll say maybe it's some sort of garlic mishap. Maybe they were creating a garlic bomb of some kind and it misfired on them. Kind of think like a Manhattan Project.
Count Chocula mishap.
Chocula. One too many of those bone meal marshmallows.
Big atomic explosion underneath the Count Chocula factory. That's what this is.
A batch of Count Chocula.
Are we gonna watch Zoltan, Hound of Hell? I don't know, but I do know Zoltan was the name of the crow in the Dark Tower.
Zoltan, Hound of Hell, or Zoltan, Hound of Dracula, because that's like the Dracula's dog movie.
That's Cerebus is the Hound of Hell, isn't that? Well, that's technically Greek.
Well, there is a movie called Zoltan, Hound of Hell, though. I just have it on VHS.
I thought it was Zoltan, Hound of Dracula, though, so I don't know. Maybe
that's the US version.
Is he related to Hound of the Baskervilles? Or
I mean, Hound of the Baskervilles is a Hammer movie too, so it all comes full circle.
It is. It's awful. It all comes back to Hammer in the end.
Yep.
So I have an artist recreation. So actually, this is your first time watching this, right, Martin? What was your thoughts on the movie?
Yeah. I wasn't completely focused on it like I would be sometimes because I was talking with you guys. But
it's hard.
I liked it. I really liked it. The atmosphere was perfect, as it usually is. I love the kind of moving camera stuff. The Count is really, really commanding, as he always is. He doesn't even need dialogue for that.
Yep.
And again, I'd need to watch it again, but I thought all of our characters were a little bit reckless, but likable.
Yeah, they are a little very polite as per the course, and very reckless and very trusting. You know, I'm going to walk into this strange castle and sit down at this man's dinner table and start eating. You know,
I mean that's like burglary virtually. You know what I mean?
Never got you shot back then.
Yeah.
I've heard of castle doctrine.
The movie is just how Dracula deals with people breaking into his castle. This is what happens if you.
Yeah, this was like a home invasion movie.
So
yeah.
So you're saying they were the bad guys and Dracula was the victim.
Wrong angle the whole time. This is like one of those movies where you think it's going to be a home invasion and then it goes wrong for the invadees.
Yeah.
Home Alone meets Fright Night. There it is. I have an artist recreation of Vampire Killing Kit. It's pretty cool. I don't have the 20K for a real one. Well, if you do get it, let me know and let me be friends with you if you can afford such frivolities. Or frivolities, if you prefer. Oh, yes, I think it might be Dracula. Sorry, I got pounded in the chat. We'll get back to the movie in just a second. I was also talking vampires are real. Of course they're real. My last girlfriend was a blood-sucking beast from hell.
Yeah, and I mean, on a more serious note, there are people out there who drink blood, and there are people who are psychic vampires and like drain people's like mental energy. So that's a real thing, but not quite the same.
Lee's performance is always amazing. The man's got he has more like presence in his pinky than most actors do today, like in their whole bodies. It's ridiculous.
It's interesting because I never watched any of these Hammer horror movies before we started these streams, and I always just assumed that Christopher Lee as Dracula would be sort of like a silver tongue, like super charming dude, like for most of his performance until he was like the monster, right? But he's just not really like that in these so far.
Yeah,
no, he's a
throw him
savage.
into it.
Yeah, he's totally just savage.
Yeah, they made him like sexy, you know, the way the women kind of like just can't resist him and all that in the movies. But then, like, if they disobey him, whatever, he just throws them around the room. He torches Clove in one of the movies. And he's like always like baring his fangs and like rips some guy's head off.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the image he has now. But they originally cast him as the Count because he was the monster in Frankenstein. They were just throwing him into all the monster roles. They didn't really see him as the suave guy at that point.
He's like another Lon Chaney all of a sudden, you know.
Yeah.
We got a monster role for you. You know, fun fact. You know who else played Frankenstein or Frankenstein monster was David Prowse before. Before the Darth Vader days. Yeah.
Oh yeah, really? Which one?
I can't remember which one, but I remember it was in his biography I watched a while back.
That's cool. I'd have to look into what version that is.
Was it the Mummy or the Frankenstein monster? I thought it was Frankenstein monster, but it could be because he was like 6'5" or 6'6". So they always wanted tall guys, that kind of stuff. But so the ending on this one was okay. I thought it was cool lore wise how they did it. It was a little bit of a flame out, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
A little bit ridiculous, but kind of fun. I'd say it's probably on the lower end of his endings, though, in the Dracula series.
Totally. I like how they try to do a different creative death for Dracula every time, whereas in the Universal monster movies, it's like steak or sunlight or steak and sunlight. It's
some combination thereof.
Yeah. Or with Dracula's daughter, it's an arrow, which is basically just an airborne steak. So
they should use this more often.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's like this one's so reserved, and then you get over like Scars of Dracula, and then like the whole world's hitting him.
He's hammered. Things get wild.
Okay.
But yeah, I think this is a fun one to see. Fun play more times than any actor. Yeah, I mean, I forget he did all but I think one of the Hammer Draculas, right? And then
I mean, yeah, there's Brides of Dracula, and technically that's that's a different character. That's just Van Helsing facing down a different vampire, and then you've got Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires, which is tied into the lore, but not a Dracula movie.
It tied in with the Sinbad series.
It was a Hammer film, though.
Mm.
It was a Hammer and Shaw Brothers production. So,
oh, that's interesting. Is there like a? Do you guys have a favorite Dracula movie from the Hammer studios?
Probably Scars. Scars of Dracula for me.
Has Risen from the Grave is my favorite.
Okay.
Man, that's tough. I probably watched Taste of Blood Dracula the most because I like the opening.
Taste of Blood, like really fun.
Because I like the opening half. The first half, the second half is much weaker, I think, but the first half I just love. But I also love it because Christopher Lee gets some actual talking time in that movie, which is kind of nice.
Get that thing out of my sight.
I'd say probably Taste of Blood Dracula is probably my favorite of the Hammers. I think it was Dracula in an Italian movie. Was he speaking with an Italian accent there?
Oh God, he was. Christopher Lee was Dracula in Jess Franco's Dracula, which is really faithful from the book, but somehow really boring. It even has Klaus Kinski as Renfield, and they give him no dialogue. What the hell, Jess Franco?
There is a Dario Argento Dracula, which is
oh God.
Does he sleep in Palermo? I mean,
it was kind of bad though.
Theater of Blood was not Hammer, but it had that vibe to some extent. That was Vincent Price as a Shakespearean actor killing people off. I love that movie so much.
Oh,
Energy Stealing Vampires from Dr. Sleep. I've never actually seen Dr. Sleep.
I haven't either. I just rewatched The Shining the other day, but I'm hoping to watch Dr. Sleep soon.
You ever see? You ever see Life Force? Those are vampires from outer space. And,
that's true.
I need to watch Life Force bad.
And Captain Picard's in that one too.
Yep. And interesting note, that was Captain Picard's first ever kiss on screen.
Wow.
But he kissed a dude.
It's all part of the theater.
Different strokes, man.
Seven Golden Vampires is my favorite.
So awesome.
It's separate from the films with Chris Relief. Love the kung fu flavor. It's like, oh my gosh, where is I can't think of his name now. Kane. I can't think of his name.
David Carradine?
David Carradine, yeah. Where's David Carradine when you need him to come wandering in? That's the 8th vampire.
Yep. Amicus. They made a lot of gothic horror around the same time as Hammer. I've only seen The House That Dripped Blood, but it has a very similar flavor to it. It's got Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee in it, but in different segments of the anthology. And then the last one has, I think it's John Pertwee, who's one of the doctors on Doctor Who, playing this. Doctor. Yeah, he's playing this like Hammer era horror actor playing a vampire, and he's like trashing modern horror films, and he like has some jabs at Christopher Lee in there, even. But he finds this cape that actually makes him into a vampire, and then his wife, who's Ingrid Pitt, who played Carmilla in the Hammer vampire movies, finds the cape, turns into a vampire, and bites him. It's really good.
So many movies to watch, so little time. So let's see. I gotta figure out which one we got to watch next here. Let me see.
It's either Taste of Blood or Has Risen from the Grave.
I think AD was before Blood. Taste of Blood, I think, but I could be
AD. No, I don't think so, because
AD 72,
1972, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Taste of Blood is 1970.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. So that might be after.
Taste of Blood's Victorian era, right?
Well, because I thought AD is when they put him underneath the building, right? And then
no, Taste of Blood was made in 1970, not set in 1970.
I'm looking at IMDb so I can get the official record here. Let's see what we got.
All right, so
it's under a building in Taste of Blood, but it's not the same buildings in 72.
I think it's Dracula Has Risen from the Grave. That's the 1968. I think that's the next one.
Yep, that's the next one. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I got that one. I got that one on Blu-ray a while back as kind of a gift for myself. So that should be fun.
That's another short one. It's an hour and 32 minutes. So okay. No, I kind of dig it though.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen one I don't like so far. Let's just say that. Well, the really 70s one was kind of iffy.
Yeah.
When he runs into the hawthorn bush at the end or whatever.
Titanic, right? I love that. It's so absurd, but I love it.
I love like the henchmen. They all have those furry vests on, and they're riding the motorcycles around.
Yeah. I love when they kill the vampires using the sprinkler system because running water or whatever.
They have Peter Cushing though, so he helped class up the joint some.
Yeah.
So next time it'll be Dracula has risen from the grave. Time and date to be announced. So cool. Before we get going here, any guys got anything interesting going on your channels here in the next week or two that you want to go ahead and plug?
Well, if you want to stay on the classic horror train, I'm going to be on Queenie Todd's channel tomorrow night, and we're going to be watching the original Lon Chaney Wolfman.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Right around this same time, so 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Cool. Ben, how about you?
I'll definitely be swinging by, Martin.
Awesome.
I just have standard stuff going on. I got some amazing. I got a really amazing Godzilla figure that I still have to do a figure for.
Oh,
and a video for. Yeah, and I do the Coast to Coast horror stream every Saturday night on H&S Collectibles channel.
you review Godzilla films? Is that?
Oh yeah. I have a Godzilla collection, so I do sort of take looks at Godzilla figures.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I'll probably be filming some videos over the weekend. I'm still going on my Vestron series of reviews right now. So
yeah. By the way, Martin, I watched your Unholy one the other day. I haven't seen that, but you made it sound super good. So I'll have to,
it's my favorite of that Vestron collection I've seen so far. I already liked like Chopping Mall and stuff. I wasn't expecting anything out of that movie.
Chopping Mall.
Gee, I don't know if I like that movie or not. Let's see.
Don't make me get the shirt.
Oh, I freaking love Chopping Mall. I actually did a live stream with Derek's Horror Corner about 6-7 months ago. We did this movie live watch party, but I can watch it anytime.
Yeah, I could watch that one endlessly.
A lot of tie-in too with Friday the 13th Part 2 alums in Chopping Mall, by the way, too.
Yeah, I saw that. There's a lot of alums from a lot of things in Chopping Mall.
Reanimator.
Yep. And
Reanimator.
What was the Reanimator? What was the janitor's name? We were talking about him last time.
Dick Miller. Dick Miller. He was in all the
he's in there too.
Stuff, and he's playing Walter Paisley, who is his character from A Bucket of Blood. Who is also Walter Paisley, the occult bookstore owner in The Howling. They just kept hiring Dick Miller and saying, "Can we call your character Walter Paisley?" And he's like, "Sure, whatever."
Then also got Mary Warrenov in there. She of TerrorVision fame and previous
TerrorVision, TerrorVision, Night of the Comet. I saw her in Silent Night, Bloody Night not too long ago.
Garrett Graham too. So yeah, just a fun little flick. I love that one so much. It's so cheesy.
Night of the Comet. That's actually a movie I was thinking about reviewing. I don't know if
that's a good one.
I haven't seen it since
to
the
hear your
80s.
review on that one.
Yeah. But I am reviewing The Sorcerers, the unrated version. That's coming up. It sounds like a horror film. It looks like, but it's actually like more like softcore porn. So yes, I am going back to sexploitation.
Is it like a Eurosleaze deal?
No, it's actually made in America, but
gotcha.
Yeah. It's by Jim Wynorski. It's another Jim Wynorski film.
Oh God! Speaking of Chopping Mall, Jim Wynorski. Same
Small
direction.
world. Forsooth, D'Artagnan, you have a very long sword. It's classy stuff. So, yeah. So, all right. So, dates and time to be announced for Dracula's Risen from the Grave. So that should be a fun time. Glad everyone can make it tonight. Let's see. Glad you enjoyed, Cody, by the way. Thanks for joining up. Great to see you. Great to have you. Great panel as always. And there'll be some more reviews coming up the channel. I'm not sure what I'm reviewing next. I'll figure it out. But Roger Corman.
Where's the Playboy bunnies in that one?
They delivered.
Yep, it sure did.
Just like Hammer delivers Lee and Heaving Bosoms, the same thing for the Corman. Yep. So, all right. Well, gentlemen, unless you had anything else to go, we'll probably go and let people out of here.
That's it. Everyone
has a great week. Everyone be safe out there. Review some good horror movies. Stay with the classic. Would you quit showing off? You know I can't do it. It's a genetic. It's like that vampirism thing. It's genetic. So, anyway, glad everyone could join us. And until next time, this is Genome and the greatest cast of characters you'll find this side of YouTube. Out.